everyone. Today is Sunday, January 25th, 2026. It's around 3 p.m. Pacific time. And the temperature is 4 degrees Celsius here in Chilliwack, British Columbia. Oleg, how are you? How have you been, Oleg? I haven't seen you in the last two streams. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, Oleg. I hope everything's going well in Ukraine. We're here in a place called Chilliwack. They buy cars here. And it's a very beautiful sunny day here in British Columbia. Not a cloud in the sky, which is unusual because it has been raining almost non-stop for like the last 3 months. Devin with us. Welcome, Devin Sullivan. We're here in the funnily named Chilliwack, British Columbia. Send some nice weather my way. Yeah, I know, right? It is snowing heavily out east, not just in Toronto, but I'm sure Michigan's getting it bad. I know most of Ontario is. New York is also getting a massive snowstorm. Better press the button over here. And Juanita's with us. Welcome, Juanita. And Kevin Hawthorne. Hello, Kevin. How you been, man? We won't jaywalk here. Try and stay on the sunnier side of the street, which I think is this side. It's still cold here in Vancouver, don't get me wrong. Like, it's 4 degrees Celsius. That's not, you know, hot or anything. But we finally got no rain. And snow is not in the horizon. Jazz is with us. We're about an hour away from East Vancouver, which is where I started my journey from. A little more than an hour, probably an hour and 10 minutes took to get here. Down the Trans-Canada Highway, which goes all the way to Halifax, actually. It would be almost 6,000 kilometers. It's not a single highway, but it's like a series of connected highways. Shoppers Drug Mart is across the street. That's Canada's Walgreens, you could say, is Shoppers Drug Mart. Canada's, but they have more stuff than Walgreens. Like, they have food there. They have bacon. I bought bacon there the other day for $3.99. They have like, you know, grocery products. Not like a huge selection, but some. If you need some stuff in a pinch, you can go get them. Get it there. Kevin Hawthorne says, we're going to get some cold weather tomorrow, and we're done with the rain. We'll start dropping into the day. We'll have 30s and 40s starting on Tuesday morning. Oh, okay, Kevin. That's in Florida, right? You don't get mountains behind strip malls, right? Like, look at that. It's beautiful. Living in Michigan, you don't see so much terrain. Same with Ontario. On the way here, I saw a huge mountain. I don't know what it was, what mountain range it is. It's near Abbotsford. It was beautiful, very prominent, very snow-capped peak going on. Pizza is Canada's most famous pizza chain. Nice and sunny. I cannot complain about that. Like, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's been like this for a few days. We've had some dry weather. It's been a little cold. These are interesting trees. What are these called again? Anyone know? Oleg says, I am in Ozorod now, the westernmost city in Ukraine. More time with electricity on, fewer air raids here, no municipal collapse yet. Well, thank God, Oleg, that you're doing okay. And hopefully you will be safer over there in the westernmost city of Ukraine, because that's hopefully far away from where, I believe, eastern Ukraine, there's a lot of bad stuff happening. But even Kiev is getting bombed all the time. There's a YouTuber I watch. This is the Chilliwack Museum. Very nice building. There's a YouTuber I watch called Tanya Fiona. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she was on Alina McLeod's channel, and I've been watching some of her. And it's not a lot, because I don't like to see all the bad stuff that's happening there, but she's live streaming from Kiev all the time. She never has electricity, and there's like bombings happening near her all the time. It's crazy. I can't believe we live in this kind of world still. More nice mountains out there. Figs or banyan trees? They could be banyan. That's banyan trees. I was going to say that something, a B. It started with a B. Not baobab trees. Those are different, but banyan trees, yeah. I don't think that was always the Chilliwack Museum, but it could be. I bet you it was started as something else and they converted it. Practically all of Ukraine is unsafe these days. Oh, that sucks. Well, maybe by some miracle you'll be able to leave Ukraine. Oleg, I know it's hard. But we're praying for you, and maybe you could like leave for a while and go back or something, like when it gets better. But I don't know what you want to do with you, but hopefully we have Chris Mills with us. Welcome, Chris Mills. Yes, nice weather here in Chilliwack, British Columbia. They were more in the interior now. It's about an hour away from Metro Vancouver. We've got some beautiful mountains in front of us. I don't know what mountains are near here at Chilliwack. Do you guys have any idea? Maybe someone can Google what mountains they have near Chilliwack and Abbotsford. It was a city council building. The museum originally started as having a room in. What the hell? Oh, thanks for looking that up, Devin. You're quick on the draw, bud. Did you hear that Cybertruck? Was that a Cybertruck horn? Now there's a dog wailing over there. That Cybertruck horn sounded so weird. That sounded like a police vehicle or something. Oh my god. I'm not a big fan of the Cybertruck. But that's cool, Devin. That's a very nice looking building. I could see it was probably originally something like that. And then, because you don't build like the Chilliwack Museum like when the city is just starting out, you know what I mean? Something, if you're going to have something that's the museum, you have to have a lot of history first to put it into the museum. So, but that building looked old, so like it was probably here in the 1900s maybe. I don't know when Chilliwack was founded. Something's going on here at Oleg. Nicer than here, but your weather does not suck as bad as Toronto. Oh, that's good. You think that was a fire truck horn? I thought so too, but then when I looked around, all I saw was a Cybertruck. So maybe there was a fire truck horn somewhere else, or unless the Cybertruck is it also sounds like that, which wouldn't surprise me. This is the Chilliwack Law Courts. Very austere looking building. Maybe you got a different horn, because that sounded like a police or emergency vehicle horn, because that's what they. I don't know if everyone's allowed to have such a horn. It's a nice entryway and beautiful lobby to this building with all the glass there. And Boom is in the room. Boom Productions. What's up, my man? Hang on, I gotta increase the brightness of my screen here. That's cool to know. Thanks for looking that up. Now, I believe we're in a very cute area here called District 1881. Let's go check this out. Tell me if this looks very, like, Christmassy or... Is this like Harry Potter kind of stuff going on over here. Did I take a selfie?
I'm in media, I get it.
Should I take a selfie too, like how these guys are taking? Hope you guys are all enjoying your Sunday, no matter where you are. Hope most of you who have bad weather and bad other stuff going on, like Oleg, I hope you enjoy your, you know. So hopefully everything goes well with the storm and everything, and nothing bad happens. These chirping traffic lights are awesome. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, they sound a lot like birds. This looks very cute, right? This is the cheese bar. This is an apothecary. An apothecary, I believe, is like a herbal pharmacy kind of thing. Smoking gun roastery. Elevated pizza. I like the party lights they've got strung up here in this. I believe it's called District 1881. European looking street. I know, right? This looks very, very European here. This could be like somewhere in Belgium or something. Witchy Boo. Raquel Rosalie. Magnolia and Oak Clothing Store. I haven't really heard of any of these brands, but I think they're just kind of maybe
Witchy Boo.
boutique style brands, I guess. But very cute little area here, right?
I don't want to repeat. I don't want to.
Right.
Awesome, yeah. I like this area too, Jazz. Arnold Paul says Vancouver, British Canada. That's right. Herbal medicine, yeah, herbal medicine. That's right. That's what the apothecaries sell, right? I love this brick that they've got going on. There's so much brick here. Now these are just brick facades. The buildings aren't, you know, made out of brick, but you know, they still look cool. I don't know how long this has been here, but it's a very nice little shopping, quaint European style shopping area that they've created. Is this the second elevated pizza, or did I walk around in a circle? Yeah, well, it's beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't have to be, we're going to use modern construction methods, but if you make it look like old, that's good enough for me. You know what I mean? I like old looking things when it comes to architecture. I'd live up in these apartments. These would be a cute little place if I had a reason to live in Chilliwack. They're right above Sasquatch Alley here. They call this Sasquatch Alley. The Sasquatch is from British Columbia, I believe. And this is Paramount Alley, it says. We've got Plush Mickey with us. Welcome. Aloha, Elizabeth. Yeah, pretty nice apartment buildings here, right? One and two bedroom units at District 1881. I don't know if they're actually available yet. It says renting late 2025, but you know how it is with these signs. They always are a little bit late sometimes. It'll be early 2026 and still the building hasn't been occupied yet. Medano's with us. Welcome, Medano. We're in sunny Chilliwack today, about an hour outside of Vancouver. I think all of BC is sunny today for good. It's good because we needed a break from the rain, guys. Like, I know you guys have a lot of snow, but we have a lot of rain here. I can keep walking down this side of the road here. I know there's a hand. If it's a green light, I'm gonna go. This is a very interesting mural. Tempo knock. I'm just showing the mural. How you doing? Take her easy, my friends. We're just chilling in Chilliwack, guys. No, people are pretty laid back out here in BC. We've got Marg D with us. Welcome, Marg.
Just around the corner there.
Oh, you got a mattress too, eh? Nice. Yeah, that's me.
Arnold Paul says, I heard Chilliwack is haunted. I don't know, but there's a band called Chilliwack. There's actually a rock and roll band called Chilliwack. I assume they're from here. Kind of in that same vein as Trooper, which is from Vancouver, and other sort of Canadian rock bands from that era. I guess you could put Rush into that group as well. Rush, yeah, same kind of music, I think, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really listened to Chilliwack. Yep, beautiful. Is it sunny over there in Hawaii, Elizabeth? Oh. Main character syndrome. Did you guys see the snow streams that were done today by Johnny, Ken, and T-Shots? I don't know if I'd be walking around in that. They're brave. I mean, my hands are pretty cold right now, actually. I would say borderline frozen. That I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna put one of them in my pocket. They do have gloves, but if I wear gloves, I won't be able to work the screen. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to do an overly long stream. I think we'll just... There's not much to see in Chilliwack, but I wanted to go for a little drive. I did a driving video. Maybe I'll take you guys back to Vancouver with me in my car. We've seen most of the main drag of Chilliwack. We could probably do a U-turn. We could turn right and head on a different sort of residential street, maybe. Robert, when am I coming to Ontario? I'm not sure. But I will let you know, Mark, for sure. Do you know haunting? Mark says she sniped Johnny. That was so nice of you, Mark, to snipe Johnny and give him some gifts. I believe you said something about Blue Jays toque. I can't believe you would go out in this weather and not this weather, but that weather over there in Toronto and snipe them. That's very brave of you, Mark. We got Mark M with us. You didn't have to go far. Okay, that's good. It's Mark M and Mark Bass with us. I'm tired of watching snow streams. I don't like snow streams. I'm gonna go this way because somebody over there is bent over, and I don't want to walk by guys that are bent over. I'm not gonna tell you what that means, but I don't really love the snow streams. I'll watch for a few minutes, but Johnny had like 2,700 people on his channel. So a lot of people like snow streams. But I don't really love seeing the actual snow coming down. It's a little bit annoying. Well, it makes me feel cold. Over there it says Mission Homeless Shelter. This neighborhood It did look a little bit sketchy. That's all right. We're back on Yale Street, I believe. This is. I think we're going this way. With us. Welcome, Janice. You guys have had enough snow in Ukraine as well, says Oleg. Love to see the snow streams, eh, Elizabeth? And Devin lives in a snow stream at all times, basically. I'm gonna press the button this time. Hope you're staying warm, Janice. Brad's with us. Welcome, Brad Palmer. Hope you and Marie are doing well. You said Marie had to have surgery and all that, so hopefully she has a quick recovery and is back to normal in no time. This district 1881 that I just walked through a few minutes ago is one of the really cutest things I've seen in British Columbia or any city. That's a beautiful little neighborhood they created there to have shops and a few condos. It's obviously small. Imagine if you could have one that was like, 10 streets instead of just that one little street. Maybe in Toronto they can build something like that. Oh, you're welcome, Brad and Marie. The sun is shining directly at me. I don't think I can avoid that. But maybe I'll cross here and then cross again. See the other side of the street this time. Oh, thank you, Devin. Appreciate it. 10 out of 10. Awesome. Well, I'm using iPhone 15 now, which is very good quality camera. The phone is good. I like it. I mean, I like Samsung better in terms of usage. I'm just more used to the Samsung. I like the display on a Samsung. It's more vivid, the colors on the display. I feel like I'm not talking about the camera. I'm talking about when you look at your phone and the display on your phone. It's not quite as vivid colors as the Samsung has, but it's usable. It's a nice phone. Certainly the Prism app works better. I can zoom in easier. My other one, the touchscreen, didn't work that great. Well, it was older, that's why. But I mean, when I first had it, it was fine. But So and thing is, like, everyone uses iPhone in Canada. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a Samsung, you're like a pariah, basically. You know what I mean? Like, everyone in Canada uses iPhone. Like, it's like, if you don't use iPhone, it's like, what do you do? What are you, cheap? What are you, poor? Yeah, it's amazing. You can have such good quality just from a smartphone, right? Like, compared to the cameras they've had, you know, in the past, like, that you used to have. Now, probably like a good quality Canon camera. I don't know any of the model names, but probably they would take much better video than iPhone. But for live streaming and stuff, I don't know if you could even do it unless you're somehow connected to the internet, like through a hotspot or something. I don't know. You're not just recording video, you're sending it to the whole world. We have Rich H with us. Welcome, Rich. I'm not that rich to buy cheap things. And in Canada, everyone has iPhone. That's just how it rolls. Real cameras won't overheat, and you can, but you have to have a backpack streaming system. Yes, that's right. That's right. That makes sense. That would be hardcore and unnecessary for YouTube. If you were going to be using a different live streaming, maybe, I don't know. I mean, like, I think with YouTube, I think iPhone looks good enough on people's computer. They do watch YouTube on television too, but if you're gonna do a television live show, like how the news is live, you won't use even a Canon camera. You'll use like those $100,000 cameras. I don't know how much they cost, but they have really expensive cameras for television and movie broadcasts. Here we come back to this beautiful looking Chilliwack Museum. Let's see if there's like a plaque or something over here on it. Yeah, exactly, Devin. Jean-Marc Bordeaux, OMG, hello from France. Hello, Jean-Marc. Exactly, Devin. If you have, if you're going to be doing that high quality, you might as well just go all the way and like do the best quality that they would be having on actual television. I can only imagine how much the cameras cost to film like real movies, like Hollywood movies. Or even like just television shows, like, you know, or like the news, like live news broadcasts on CNN. The Chilliwack Museum and Archives. We have a bagpiper statue here, bronze, bagpiper bronze. And it says, Piper Cleland Richardson of the 16th Battalion, Victoria Cross citation. Participated in bombing operations. He was held up by a strong wire and came up under intense fire, which caused heavy casualties. But the Piper Richardson strode up and down outside the wire, playing his pipes with the greatest coolness. So this is like a war hero from World War I. This is from October 22nd, 1918. And they have it in front of the Chilliwack Museum, which I assume used to be City Hall. Well, it is because Devin told us already. And it says right here too, Chilliwack City Hall. Completed in 1912. And it's the only pre-1930 municipal hall in Canada constructed entirely of reinforced concrete. So I don't know, is this... Yeah, this is all concrete. The entire building is made out of concrete. This is really, really strong building right here. Even these pillars, and this is all concrete. The whole thing is concrete. That's very nicely done. In the ancient Greek style. Jean-Marc says the snow in Toronto, they have lots of snow. Yes, they do. And there you go. This is the Chilliwack Museum, and it says City Hall at the top. So we got to see one of the nicer buildings here in the city of Chilliwack. Let's continue back to where I parked my car. Records in the archive would seem to be safe there. Absolutely. This is like it's like a vault. And they've got these cool, I was gonna say baobab trees, but they could be banyan trees or something other than that. Could be fig trees, maybe, Devin said. This is a war memorial. This is the honor roll. Men and perhaps even women who died in Korea and Afghanistan for the service of peace in the Canadian Armed Forces. We've got Intruder Alert Captain with us. 40-year time capsule entombed in 1986 to be opened in 2026. This time capsule is going to be opened in 2026. We're in 2026 right now. I gotta find out about that. When are they doing that? See the mountains in the distance, which we still haven't figured out which mountains those are. Some interior British Columbia range. Dig it up, right? It says 2026. I should be allowed to just pop that sucker open. Let's go this way. Guys have ever had pizza before, but I don't know, I like it. I don't know anyone who says it's bad pizza. It's not bad, it's good. It's not great, but it's okay. They have a unique tasting sauce. At least there's some flavor to it. We've got Mike Landry, $3. I'm sure you're happy you're not in Toronto. 30 centimeters. Mike Landry, welcome. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm very glad I'm not in Toronto. I told you guys when I moved here, I said, I don't want to go back to Toronto. That's why I didn't go back to Toronto. It's too snowy over there. But thank you so much, Mike Landry. We have a Canadian cemetery in France. Yes, that would be great to do a live on that. Yeah. I imagine they would have a Canadian cemetery. Canada fought 2 wars in France, and they did a lot of fighting. There was the Battle of the Somme, the Battle of Vimy Ridge. Those were... a lot of Canadians were involved in those battles. Starbucks and KFC right beside each other. Is Starbucks owned by a larger conglomerate, or is it still an independent company? I wonder. It's like KFC and Taco Bell, and a lot of these ones are all owned by Yum Brands or something like that, but I don't think Starbucks is part of that. There's Mary Brown's chicken, which I've had once, but only the sandwiches. I've never had the actual fried chicken. What do you guys think? Is Mary Brown's any good? You visited and took pictures when you last visited. You stopped on the highway to visit in France. Oh, that's cool, Jean-Marc. You've been to the cemetery, the Canadian cemetery. Starbucks is still publicly okay. You Googled the time capsule, couldn't find, maybe they forgot about it. Well, I'm gonna have to give the city of Chilliwack a call. Diesel is 159.9 again, probably, yes. Unfortunately, yes. It's expensive here. Regular is 130. No, diesel is, so Devin, we don't do it by gallon, we do it by liter, and when you see 159.9, don't add the other zero, it's 159.9 cents. 159.9 cents per liter is what you're looking at, not dollars. The sign isn't in dollars, so see how it says 130.9? It's 130.9 cents for a liter, so $1.30, and then it has 9/10 of a cent as well on top of that. So it's $1.31 pretty much. It's $1.30 and 9/10 of a cent per liter. I know it's strange, but that's how we do it. Even though we round everything to the nearest nickel here in Canada, we don't even have pennies. Much less tenths of a cent. We've never had tenths of a cent, but it's okay. When you fill up $10, that's how much you pay, so. Oh Oh yeah, no worries, Devin. I know if you live in the States, you're like, well, why? What does that mean? You know, it could be $130 for something. What you'll be? You could fill up 3 cars for $130, right? Not strange as temperature being in Fahrenheit degrees. Fahrenheit is an unusual scale because it's not used anywhere else, but I'll tell you this, it is more precise than Celsius. You'll be like, what do you mean more precise? Well, because they're both based on the boiling point of water, and they both aren't based on the boiling point of water, but Celsius is. And so at 0 degrees Celsius, it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and then at 100 degrees Celsius it's 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So Celsius has 100 degrees in between the boiling and the freezing point of water, but Fahrenheit has 180 degrees. And since we always round to the nearest degree, it's more precise. Now if we use decimals, it would be the same. We don't really use decimals when we're talking about the temperature. We always round to the closest degree. You'll never hear them say on television, oh, it's, 75.776 degrees Celsius. They could probably go to 10 decimals with the instrumentation that they have. Fuel here would be roughly $1 a liter. Yeah, well, are you including the exchange rate as well? Body of knowledge says you're in the place that's the band name. Yes, Chilliwack. What's negative 40 Celsius? I believe it's negative 40 Fahrenheit as well. $4.41 gas price here. Hawaii's always more expensive. I don't know how people say San Francisco is expensive. I have a feeling Hawaii's even way more expensive, because doesn't everything have to be shipped in over there? Like, they don't got, unless they have an oil refinery in Hawaii that they can produce gasoline for the state, they probably have to ship it all in, which will cost more money. All right, we're here at the world's greatest restaurant, and I am going to quickly use the facility that they have here, and then we're gonna go for a drive back to Vancouver. How's that sound? It's nice showing you guys around Chilliwack, but what I'm gonna do is use the facility, and then we're gonna go and I'll put you guys in the car. We'll drive. I won't be able to look at the chat, but you know how it is. There's a very good price for gas in North Bay, $1.14 a liter. That is very good compared to here. How much for a Big Mac? Let's see. I believe it's $9.99. Okay, I'm gonna be back in a second. Yeah, Big Macs are about 10 bucks. Are they very small in France? Well, maybe that's why you guys are not as overweight as North Americans. All right, so now I'm gonna have to set you up in my car here. Let me know how everything is looking on the, I'm gonna set you up. Let me know if it looks right when I, shit. Drop my gimbal, no big deal. Alright, let's see if I can get this so that the, you know, shit, this windshield wiper and stuff isn't really shown. How does that look? Because you don't want to see this windshield wiper thingy there at the bottom. It'll bother you probably. Well, it would bother me anyways. Just seeing exactly how to get back. I don't have my GPS because my phone is occupied. Looks good, Brad? Okay, thank you. All right. We might be driving directly into the sun. We'll see. Luckily, I wear polarized sunglasses, so you can pretty much look directly into the sun. How do I get out of here? The car ride is about an hour and 10 minutes or so. We'll see if there's any traffic. There wasn't much on the way out here. But going into the city, well, what time is it? 4 o'clock? No, there shouldn't be much traffic going into the city, so we'll see. At night there is sometimes traffic, but I think on a Sunday at this time, there's no rush hour on Sundays usually. Unless there's like a big event. We've got Carpo Brodus. Now when I'm on the highway, guys, I won't be able to look at the thing, okay? At the chat. This is Hodgins. Okay, I think we're gonna go this way. I think we're gonna turn right on Yale here. I think this is gonna get us back to the highway, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. Distractions, especially on the Trans-Canada Highway, which we'll be going on back to Vancouver, which is, it's not one single highway, but if it was, it would probably be the longest highway in the world, because you can go from Halifax to Victoria. It's like 6,000 kilometers. But it's a series of highways. We're gonna go west. We're about an hour inland right now. Sydney, welcome Sydney. Yes, beautiful mountains in the distance. much faster. I won't be able to look at the chat, but you guys can talk amongst yourselves. Fraser Valley, the Fraser River, BC's most prominent river. It goes through most of BC, and the area around it is called the Fraser Valley, and it's where most of the agriculture is. The sun like this would bother most people, but my polarized prescription sunglasses doesn't really bother me. I can pretty much look directly at it. It's not hurting my eye at all. I don't know if it's the polarization that helps, but out here in British Columbia is hard to beat. Chilliwack had about 100,000 people in it. Abbotsford, I believe, is close to the same size. I'm not exactly sure. right there. Not excessively speeding. Only going about 115. Hop in the right lane and slow down a little bit though. Looks like there could be some speed traps. You're going 120 kilometers an hour, I ain't gonna give you a ticket, I'll tell you that much, unless they're really bored that day. Liking the view, intruder alert, Captain. This is the Fraser Valley of British Columbia. A lot of people, when they move out west, they kind of fall in love with the weather, the landscape, the way of life, and they end up staying out here. So many people have come out west over the last 100 years. Even Henry, Triple T, he kind of fell in love with Vancouver. He was thinking about moving out here. Someone is pulled over here. It's not good. Seeing people pulled over on the sideway, it's very dangerous. Elizabeth is enjoying the ride. Driving when there's not much traffic. I'll drive on a highway all day long as long as there's no traffic jams. The sun in the winter can often be brighter than the sun in the summer. I don't know what it is. I feel like that winter sun really shines stronger than maybe in the summer. Maybe it's the same. City Hall in Vancouver. I think when you see a city on the sign, I think they're referring to that's how far it is to get to City Hall, not to the border of Vancouver. Basically going to the border of the city of Vancouver. I live kind of on the eastern edge of the city. I'm not reading the chat, but I can briefly look and see if, you know, who's there. Abbotsford. We're close to it, I believe. I think I just saw the sign for it. I believe Flair Airlines flies out of there. good to have your tail lights on and not necessarily headlights aren't just for you, it's also so other people can see you. Not just so you can see where you're going. Of Langley. big ticket. Probably half of these people don't even have two people in their car. They just go for it. It's not worth it. bridge that we're going to be crossing here. Don't know the name of this bridge. Maybe someone could tell me in the chat. On Highway 1. And we're crossing over the Fraser River, I believe. Burnaby now. This highway goes all the way to Victoria, but might ask, how can a highway go to Vancouver Island, right? There's no bridge. Well, the ferry that connects West Vancouver with Vancouver Island counts as Highway 1, I guess. Counts as part of the Trans-Canada Highway. Burnaby skyline in front of us. The city of Vancouver. Street exit here. We are off the highway. It was a fun little excursion down Trans-Canada Highway. We're going to be ending the drive stream / live stream soon, so please remember to like and subscribe and hit those notifications so that you'll know when I go live. And I will be releasing a members only video for this month, so be on the lookout for that if you have a membership. Thank you to the mods. And everyone else who joined the chat. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Jean-Marc, Body of Knowledge, Oleg. Hope you're doing well, Oleg. Stay safe there in Ukraine. I'll go back through the chats and see what you guys were talking about. Thank you so much, Plush Mickey and Brad and everyone else who joined. Yoshi showed up. Thanks for being here, Yoshi. Sorry I couldn't chat while I was driving, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing Chilliwack. And yeah. Have an excellent Sunday evening, and we'll maybe see you on the Johnny Stumble stream later. All right, folks. Take care. Bye for now. Thanks for being here.